What about you, Ice? What you been doing?
Nah, fuck all, bro. Working, working on the weekend like
How's your
usual.
card
Nah,
break?
just yeah, it was good. Done the draft, and
That's what I
are
meant,
we?
yeah.
Is this a proper show?
We're ready to go, man. We've been live. As
We're
soon as
just
you
so
Oh,
said
natural,
really?
bro.
Oh, I thought
yeah,
we were just talking shit. No, yeah, card
people
break as
love the
well.
shit.
Hainsey got the number one pick, which is fucking frustrating because he doesn't really contribute any chat towards the group. So we almost kicked him out. So, but he doesn't really know what he's doing as well. So he's just got to roll in and got the number one pick.
Told
He's
him
taking
to
his
pick
time.
Chicago, or
Nah. Normie got second pick, fucking standard, like kicking
yeah.
scope while he's down. But yeah, he went a little bit risky. He's gone Celtics. In theory, he should have gone Memphis or Lakers. So he said Celtics, and everyone's going, yes!
Yeah.
So he's kind of fucked up. And then everyone sort of fell into line. I've picked up 76ers. And
Is that why Sandor commented on? I put up the post of Ben Simmons yesterday.
no,
He's like,
we're in the group chat. We're talking about how I got brushed from him in Melbourne that time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, just been sort of off him ever since, you know what I mean?
Ben Simmons is your Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, pretty much. Still the man, though.
Yeah. Well, how good the shot of all the boys at there. They must have been at their ISO gathering on Friday night, and old mates whipped out a DOOZY shirt with the texter. How good was that?
Yeah, that was mad. And to be fair, once you flipped it onto a shirt, I half didn't mind it. Like you wouldn't mind cleaning it up a little bit.
Oh
but
yeah, I just did it quick, but I could easily polish that up. I just did it for a bit of a giggle, and then we were chatting, and I was like, dude, I reckon there's some legs in this, eh?
Good work. It's a great story. Like, you know, we build product off story first. So can definitely see it working if we do it or not. Who knows?
What's the yarn? Film
knows?
here. Some guy scribbled DOOZY on a shirt because he missed out. Or
Where have you
There was
been,
about
mate?
8 guys. There's about 8 guys, and they all had YKTR shirts on, and this one dude
Yeah.
was missing out, so he wrote DOOZY over the top of it, like just a real white shirt. And he was fun and saying, "Fuck, it looked like a bit of a good time the boys are having." So yeah, it was bad. So we just would have reshared it. Then Lucky done his thing and sort of got the scope special, just sort of hammering for a bit, and then sort of backed off a bit. So yeah,
I get my targets and I go hard for about 5 minutes.
Oh, fucking if you do.
poor Scope, he needs a break.
Yeah, give Scope a break, eh? We'll give him a bye week, man.
We'll give Scope off. Scope's off for the week. It's the last dance. We're building Scope up this week. It's the last break. When is it? Next Saturday?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him, eh? Like, he's been quiet. He had a big one on Friday, so he rocked up to the fucking draft blind, and then like, but
That
was
shot of
funny.
him with the cigar, that was all time.
he was ruining the draft. Like it sounds funny now, but at the time everyone's going, "Bro, shut the fuck up, man! Like, shut the fuck up." And like we put him on mute, bro, and he thought he was killing it talking and that, but then he figured out he was on mute. And he's unmuted himself, and then he's gone, "Fucking stop! Don't you fuckers ever mute me!" And like we put the clock on as well, so when your team comes, you have to get put on the clock. So it was 2 minutes. All right, he took like 5 minutes. So in theory, he should have gone to the back of the line. He should have got the 15th pick, but just because it was his last one. If it wasn't his last one, he would have been gone. Like, yeah, been a bit of a giggle anyway.
He's a special character.
Yeah, Cheese and Munster bring a good little fucking bit of banter towards the group. Yeah,
Mate, he's a special kind of kid, old Brandon Smith, eh? Like, it seems like in the last sort of 18 months, he's just like, well, yeah, everyone knows he's like sort of just a knockabout Kiwi dude, but like now that everyone's sort of attached themselves to him off the field, he's such a fucking cool character, man. He just says what he wants, and it's amazing for someone like that to come out of that Melbourne system where I suppose you always think everyone's real fucking, straight in their ties. And now they got guys like Munster and Brandon Smith and Jerome Hughes, this new wave of fucking degenerates that are just running the show down there. It's sick.
Jerome Hughes.
Still Bellamy.
Jerome Hughes is like the nicest bloke in the world. Like, he got last pick and like still pretty happy. Like, just sort of floats about, doesn't really say it. Pappy started having a little go at me as well, so I just picked a new target. Someone to pick on. I was like, you don't want to go there. I've got the whole team behind me in terms of content. But yeah, no, it's been mad. Munster, I don't think he knows what he's doing just yet, but he's got cash. So eBay's blocked him over in America because he's spending too much cash. So they saw it as fraud. So he's going to go hard after Giannis, I think. So, and he's got the capital to do it. So could be
why
really
not?
Interesting. Yeah. So. But definitely be interesting once the season starts and the boys are back into their swing of things. But I can't.
Because that's one thing you guys all haven't experienced. Because you jumped in pretty much in ISO, so you've never had
Pretty
NBA
much,
going hard. While like there's a story I remember. Oh, you were sort of in it at the time when Kobe White after the All-Star weekend, he was averaging like 20 points a game, and then his value just went like that. So that was sort of the only example you've had of how much an actual game can impact a card.
Yeah, like he put 5 games of 30 points together. So it's been weird in this little ISO time because everyone just starts making up new things. So whenever the Prism started 2012-13, so everyone's trying to chase like all the OGs in that year, and then Optics. So if that started there, that means Optics started in 16. So everyone's chasing like the base, like the very first cards of those. So, bro, it's fucking changed so much, and I can't even keep up. I've got so much shit on, but I'm sort of going to Sandor and Pappy and that. But you sort of touch on like Little Cheese. He must be into Sandor all the time because Sandor's starting to get like Sandor's going.
But even when he did like an Instagram live with, and Roasty sent it to us. That's why we wrote off it. With, I think it was with the Melbourne Storm, but with Christian Welch. And like Christian Welch wasn't even setting him up, and he was just spiking Shandor on every fucking serve, just into him. And he's like, "Oh mate, the slowest winger in the comp, Like he was just into him, man. He's like the prop hanging out on the edge.
And Sandor was doing the draft too, because I was meant to do it, but I was fucking scat. So I was like, "Oh, Sandor, can you cover me on the draft?" Every time he dunk off camera, he goes, "Oh, where the fuck you going? Where the fuck you going?" So funny. Like we always want to put the stuff content online, but it's just. I think it's too messy.
Some of that stuff's also cool. Like, it's cool that it's just with you boys. Like, as much as you show your whole life, good, bad, and indifferent, it's like some of that stuff's cool to just have with your mates, and you don't have to fucking IG live every moment of your life. Other than your dog, keep your dog coming though.
Yeah, Melon.
How was the pup running around? Good.
Yeah, good. So just growing up a little bit, starting to get toilet trained as well. Overachiever like his old boy. So
same build as well.
I walked into the toilet after you, bro. I don't know.
He's got about 3 more weeks at home before he gets. Please, he's got 3 more weeks before he gets his last shot before he can start cruising about. So he'll be in the office pretty soon, I reckon.
Sweet.
How good. What about
less cards?
Yeah, less cards. Sort of off the back of what we are talking about, though, the personal branding in sport. We had Chico go out and get himself a vlog camera over the weekend, which is pretty cool. And then, like you were alluding to it last night, Ice, you don't have to dive into it, but obviously...
Slow-mo talking.
Yeah, is it? I can see your internet is struggling, but here we go. Yeah. What I was saying is Chico's got himself a vlog camera. Ice, you were alluding to it with your tweet last night. A few of the boys have reached out as to how to do content. You've seen your Sean Johnsons, your Chad Townsends, obviously the 257s, really dive in during this ISO period, and it'll be cool to see how that goes moving forward. But what sort of things are you hearing, Ice, or what was that off the back of?
A bunch of like private messages. I don't want to like share too much of it, but essentially it's nothing new. It's the same shit we're all doing, like make content, make podcasts. But the boys just don't ask different questions, and like usually the questions used to be like, "Oh, bro, can I get some free gear?" And now it's like, "How do I build this?" Or "What does this look like from a business standpoint?" Or "How can I monetize off the back of this?" And it's just been interesting to have these types of conversations because it's starting to shift. Like the tide's starting to shift, and the ones that get onto it first and execute the best are probably the ones that are going to win as well. So whoever's on Instagram the first at the start, the organic growth of that was crazy. So obviously Artie over there, he's doing really good things. He carries himself really well. So I think some people are starting to see like what we're doing and then like what Artie and that are doing and seeing the benefits that come off the back of it. And it's not always just to monetize, like especially those Kiwi boys, they're all about community and like being a good person. And like TJ Perenara, he's another guy that's going to head down this sort of avenue, and he speaks fucking very, very well. And
he's such a good dude,
yeah, great guy. And that little content he done for, is he for Under Armour? That little content he done with Under Armour. So me and him had a chat as well, and sort of the conversations we had, it was just like, it was like you're sitting in a business meeting with someone that's trying to build content. It wasn't about football or anything. It was about like the content that you can provide and the opportunity that come off the back of it. And I haven't had too many conversations with those types of people in terms of footy, but they're starting to happen now, and they're starting to see it. Shawnee Johnson, yeah, I watched one of his ones last night. Like good for like a starter out as well. So I was talking to Shawnee when we first started vlogging, like 17, 18. I was telling him, bro, get on this straight away. Probably at the time he was at the Warriors and probably didn't want to put himself out there because he was like the guy and also the target as well. So, but I think if anyone is going to kill it, it's got to be Kalen in that. They're the one that can probably maximize the most of it because young, talented, creative, and fucking good player.
Well, you can see if you're looking, I was noticed they put up a photo, or it might have been a story. Yeah, it was Kalen putting up a story, taking the piss out of Tex Hoy. He was cutting his pasta or something with scissors last night. But if you actually look at that story again, look at the window behind them. And they've got all their goals written out on the glass of what they're all looking to achieve. I thought that was fucking cool. So, and then you've
You
got.
need to get out of the house, bro. You need to get out of the house.
I'm struggling, man.
Fucking hell, you checking backgrounds. You freeze framing on boys' vlogs. Relax.
Mate, just trying to get a scoop. Nah, I'm
Yeah.
like you, Jackson. I'm learning from the journos, mate, trying to get a write-up out of it. No, but
Well, the journos, the more the boys do this, the journos going to be out of the job anyway. So it's cool, man. Like it's obviously, being around ice, we've seen that it works from a business standpoint, but it's not even just that. It's the personal branding side of it, like you mentioned, is a lot of these guys, we just see them, like we even said them when we were talking about Melbourne, we're like, oh, fuck, Brandon Smith's got a bit of personality. You don't expect that out of Melbourne. It's because for years, all they've done is play good footy and shut the fuck up, really, but these guys have these opportunities when football ends, like yourself, Ice, that they can go on and do these things, and even if it's from like the All Blacks who are just in the community, they're not necessarily making a buck, but what you're doing is you're connecting with people that eventually, when you leave football, you don't know what opportunities come outside of that. Like you always said, if you're playing football, say yes to everything, whether it's, going into schools and handing out raincoats or, going to these fucking sponsorship things and, chewing the fat with a bunch of bigwigs, but you don't never know who's going to give you an opportunity. So, yeah, I love it, man. And I love seeing all the different vlog stuff. Shawnee's obviously Sean's a cool guy, so it was always going to work. Kalen's a cool guy, so it was always going to work. There are a bunch of players that aren't like that. So they got to find different ways to do it. And what I use with the vintage stuff is people are like, oh, bro, I really want to do what you're doing, but I can't chuck my face on camera and do it. But neither can I. So I do blogs. There's different ways you can still express yourself and tell your story and grow a personal brand without necessarily, jumping on Instagram Live like you do and puffing yourself up. So it's there's different ways to do it. Vlogs are sick. I love watching all the behind the scenes stuff. That's what we love to see. But there's other ways to do it as well. You don't just have to be, the face of the brand sort of guy.
I think the point that really stands out for me with TJ, and it was weird because he's in our car gang as well. And the first draft that we done, we sort of G'd up. So this week's game week. Everyone's Monday, fuck, don't play the game too early, all that sort of shit. He jumped on and done this little intro thing about who he's going to pick and stuff. I was like, what the fuck, bro? You speak so well. But then the thing with him,
that's that All Blacks media training, mate.
Yeah, they must go through it, eh?
Oh, bro, they're basically the politicians in this country.
Yeah, just fucking straight bat.
Oh, anything, mate.
But he's going to invest capital into himself. So in terms of paying for people to come in as well. So that's a whole nother level instead of
so many ways to do it. Yeah.
All right. So
bro, there's on that. Sorry to interrupt you. There's Israel Adesanya. Have you seen his? He keeps teasing all of his trailers. Have you seen that, Lukey?
Is this through Engage? Is that who he's doing?
Nah. So he's broken. Well, not broken off from Engage, but he out of his own pocket invested in a mini. This is my understanding through talking to people. But you see it on his Instagram. He's doing a movie, like an Israel Adesanya style movie. So from his first UFC fight, he started investing in a little production team. Whether it's 2 or 3 guys, I don't know, who have just followed him through the whole thing and filmed it. And so he's not going to owe the UFC anything for this. He's not going to engage. Not going to clip the ticket. It's all his content, his way, edited his way. And obviously it's easier for people to do when they start making money, but it's a great option. Imagine telling someone's entire career, you could do your own fucking Jordan documentary if you're a football player.
Yeah.
If you were to just do that, who's the guy Quade's got? Is it a, Quade's got someone who Dill follows Quade around. Yeah. Imagine if Quade had done that. It's still sick. But if Quade had been doing this for the last 5 or 10 years, he'd be even bigger than he is now. You know what I mean? So
and to be fair, Quade's probably not doing it as much as he should. You know what I mean? But
exactly,
Quade's got
that
kind of aura about him. Yeah, they just hang out.
He was just in the Daily Telegraph. He's just been in the Daily Telegraph doing an article with them over the weekend. So people still want to know about Quade, and Quade's just training up in Brisbane. He's not even playing footy at the moment.
But that fucking back flick, that fucked me up.
Oh, bro.
What is he doing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But the thing that I really like about, and there'll be a backlash from fans going, oh, he cares about his personal brand too much, and that's already happened with Artie and that. But the thing I like about it, bro, if you start to build your own personal brand up, you care about not how people perceive you, but how you act. So, when you're part of a team and you're one of fucking top, and you're the top 25 and you're out there getting blind and shit like that, you don't really think about personal brand, because usually when you lose, you share the losses as well. But if you're taking your own time and investing your own money into a camera crew, you don't really want to fuck up, you know what I mean? Because it's your own reputation.
Accountability thing.
And it's always your own reputation on the line, but it's a little bit more different when you're fronting the camera and you've got 12-year-old kids going, hey, TJ, how do I become a next All Black 9, or how do I become a Hurricane? And you feel accountable to these types of people where, even I'm mindful of it. I still get blind, still carrying on camera, but subconsciously, like my autopilot's going like, fucking don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up. And you'll never really see me get in trouble too much. Like, I'll carry on, fucking talk shit.
Is there a sense with that, bro? Like when you're playing football and you're just, like you said, one of 30 boys, once you take the boots off and you leave the stadium, you don't really give a fuck. Whereas now what you're saying is if you do have that sort of personal brand, it keeps you sort of a bit more, North Star facing once you're away from the field. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, a little bit. But the thing is, like, say YKTR, for example, say if you put out content and you're creating your own content, you're putting your own self on top of a pedestal. Everyone's trying to swipe that under you. So what you got to realize is, like, you are more accountable and, like, for your actions. So like, when you do go out and you've had a bad game, you do want to, like, you don't want to ruin your reputation and go out and shake someone's hand and sign a few autographs and stuff like that, because people are going to try and swipe you. And it just holds you like a bit more level. And accountability is a great thing. So when you fuck up, there's people that you're accountable to. It makes you a better person. And you will make mistakes, don't get me wrong, but the way you learn from them, bounce back from them, you can learn from them pretty quickly. So yeah, but I know what you're saying. Like someone asked me on the podcast yesterday, like, what do you want your legacy from football to be? And I was like, fuck, probably not playing talent. But in terms of like I said, if I can inspire like 2 to 3% of the NRL to live a life better, that's better than their 20s and their 30s and 40s, and use their personal brands like that. That'll be like, if you give me 2 rings, fucking 3 million and fucking 300 games, and this option over here, inspire a few fucking footy players to maximize their potential through leveraging, through content, through building a business off the back of it. I'll take that one every day of the week because it's a little bit longer lasting. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like one of the first people to do it as well. So yeah.
Can I crystal ball gaze here for a second, Lukey? Then we can do a bit of a round table here. I know we got to move on. Right, future YKTR sport. Yeah. So looking forward, then, if you had to start dreamcasting eyes, do you envisage this thing sort of being like perhaps something that you do in a semi more professional role? Like I know Hoz wanted to get into player management and that, but would something under YKTR umbrella be whether it's consulting, content consulting, or something like that? Because I reckon there's a fucking gap for that, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
I know you give it away for free, but like there's something, I think there is something more contract, ready to roll sort of shit in there.
It's funny. If, like, I was thinking about this last night because I said if you build brand first, it allows you to pivot in different directions after. So obviously we've got YKTR Sports, and say CBD oil comes in, we could fucking move down that avenue whatsoever. But like I was thinking, like, I wouldn't mind being, and it comes off the back of like the Rose Boys, where they've got like 3 or 4. Three of the Indigenous boys that they look after, and they look after them proper. So, and I know Hoz wanted to go down that sort of thing as well, but I was thinking, fuck, I wouldn't mind being that guy that took on like 3 to 5 players and really built them up and built their profile. And hopefully by that time, I've got contacts. Very Gary, fucking like nothing original here. It's very Gary.
But it's original for this part of the world and this corner in terms of football. Like that doesn't happen really here. So.
Yeah,
fuck, I reckon there's a gap, man. 100%.
It's huge.
I'm always just thinking business.
And like, yeah, hopefully YKTR's that umbrella where that sort of comes under. And like, I don't know, like, do we get people to create all their own content, very YouTube style, but YKTR Sports be the umbrella for that, and then we make all the content, obviously hire staff out, and we can build all the content around these different types of player, and then hopefully approach for like brand deals, and then take a clip off that. Or I don't know. There's so many avenues that you can take, but it's going to take some time though. We're gonna worry about our own shit first.
Let's get football back on first, man.
Footy first. Big drop coming this Wednesday as well. Looking forward to that. I'll be in the office tomorrow. First time in, I think, like, what's that, 2 months? Almost? Pretty much?
Yeah. We done that podcast when it first all sort of happened, eh? So yeah, it'll be about 2 months. And
yeah, that was before we were all locked down. I've got to remember how to get there. It's been that long.
Just press 1 on the buzzer, bro. Drop the gate.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you're looking pale as well, man. You could do with a bit of sun.
I know, man.
If I was you.
That sun banged straight.
Bro, he kept texting me yesterday. I was like, fucking go outside, man. Like,
I was out all day Saturday, thank you.
You're beanied up as well. Is it cold over there? Or?
Yeah, mate. 9 degrees this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a bit chilly.
Lunchtime in Auckland.
Alrighty, boys, we'll wrap it up. We'll be back Wednesday. Last dance tonight, last 2 episodes. So we'll give that a little bit of a wrap up, and then we'll go from there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Is it the last 2? Nah.
Yeah. It's episodes 9 and 10. That's it.
Is it? Oh,
do you reckon they win it, or?
I don't know, man. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'll see you later.
Later.
Sweet J's. Later, boys.